On Monday, you got your quiz coming up, 14 questions, 33 points. If you want to know, 7 of those 14 are going to be multiple choice. I will not give you a formula sheet. On the top of your quiz, I will give you the conversions from radians to degrees and degrees to radians. Okay, so you won't need your formula sheet at all. Remember this formula here, theta equals S over R, not on your formula sheet. What was S again? Glad we're reviewing. That is arc length. Theta, that's the angle, but it's got to be in what? Radians. And R? R here? Radius length. So if you see a problem talking about a circle with a radius and an arc, you know you got to bust out theta equals S over R. All right? Okay, I'm not going to do all the problems with you in your review. Today's reviewing for the quiz. I'm not going to do anything new, but there are 14 total questions. Whoever I call on, you name a number 1 through 14, and let's get after it. Okay? Four. Here we go. You want 4? Okay, you got it. Here we go. Number 4, everybody. And then we'll have to figure out what do we need here? What do we need to solve this? Oh, right away, you know, I see how tall this waterfall is, but then I also see angle of elevation. What type of triangle am I in? A right triangle, yep. And do you remember where the angle of elevation was located? Which, I got 2 more angles here other than the right angle. Which one's the elevation? Bottom right. And remember, if I change that word to depression, you're putting it in the same spot. Putting it in the same spot. And where do I put the 3,212 feet tall? 3,212. What is the torus distance from the base? I don't even have to read anymore. Base. The bottom. Okay. I don't know. What are you going to pull out on Monday if we have something like this? Pythag? Nope. Is it a special triangle? Nope. So then I'm down to, correct, SOHCAHTOA. Okay, here we go. Somebody's going to name the sides for me right now. 13, ready to go. 13. Okay, Dave, ready? You're going from the 35, never from the right angle, always from the other angle. So what's the 32? I got opposite, hypotenuse, and adjacent available. 35 and the 3,202. They're what of each other? Opposite. Now you go for the x. That would be adjacent, yes. So you look at SOHCAHTOA, and don't tell me TOA. Which one of these 3 am I going to use up here? Sine, cosine, or tangent? 10? Tangent, yep. You guys finish it now. Tangent of, write the equation for me. Here you go. 3, write the equation. Tangent of the angle is equal to, what's the correct order here? Good. Opposite over adjacent. Are you guys finding a side or an angle? A side, so you don't need the -1 button. That is only reserved for an angle. So how am I going to solve this? Cross multiply, yep. If you find a side, you can cross multiply it. So tangent of 35 times x equals 3,212. Some people had difficulty with this yesterday, so it's a good problem to go over. How do I get the x by itself? 2, how do I get it by itself? Good. Bring up a fraction template right now in your calculator and divide those 2. and round to the nearest tenth. That's another thing. Please pay attention to the rounding directions. So 3,002, bring up a fraction template. 3,212 divided by tan of 35. 35, right? Yep. Mode, what am I in here? I'm in radians, so that's not going to be a correct answer. There we go. Now it will be. So 4,587 point, nearest tenth. 2. Anybody not getting that? Okay, all good. Okay. Anybody else want to ask anything here? Again, could be sine, could be cosine. We're all good. Good question, Bella. Good pick. Okay, next pick. Here you go. 11, 1 through 14. What do you got? 6. All right, got A, B, and C here. I'm sure we're going to go over a lot here. Okay, got a wakeboarder. He does a 470-degree rotation in the air. Draw an angle. Draw an angle for me of 470. Where's one side of this angle always going to be? When I draw this, doesn't matter what the angle measure is. One side's always going to be where? On the x-axis, yep. Now I got to find what quadrant 470 is in. And if you guys don't like going all the way around, what can you just subtract to make it easier on you? 360. So you go to your calc, 470 minus 360. That's the same angle as a $110. All right, so where's 110 located then? What quadrant? 3? What quadrant, Pat? Quadrant 2, yep. Again, closer to 90 or 180? 90, yep. I'm going to be picky on Monday. Make it closer to 90. What am I still missing from my diagram? Rotation arrow, right? And again, this is 470, not 110, so I just can't go from here to here. Got to go around. There you go. There's part A. I think we already solved B in our discussions, didn't we? Determine an angle with the smallest positive. What did we have to do for that? Yep, 470 minus 360 was 110. Is that the smallest? Yeah, because if I go again, it's going to be negative. And finally, determine the old reference angle. Reference angle, terminal, and x-axis. Less than 90, always positive. And don't let the 470 creep into your mind. Deal with the 110 instead. Deal with the 110 instead. So what's going to be that reference angle here? Less than 90 and positive. 6. 70 degrees, yep. 180 minus 110. You don't have to worry about it here, okay? Because I didn't, usually it's like this, but they didn't give me like what 470 was, if it was theta, beta, so I don't have to do any of that. All right, good call. All right, Devin, nice pick. Got a 3-parter there for us. 12, want to pick another one? Don't have a 12. How about 6? Want to pick one for us here? Okay. 2, everybody. Good. I'm glad we picked this up. I'm glad we got to one of these type. You guys can read through it, and you tell me what I'm going to need to break out here. Circle has a radius of 5. Arc, 1.5. The arc angle of the arc, measure 1.5 radians. What's the length of the border? You see radius here. Yep. Yep. So the angle that the arc makes is 1.5 radians. So that's giving you the. Isn't that the central angle? Yes. 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 The 1.5 radians is the central angle. So you guys are basically telling me what do I need to bust out here to solve it? Which is what? Theta equals. Well, we better get it correct by Monday, right? S over R, yep. Give me one value to plug in for the correct letter now. One value to plug in. Let's go 3. 5 is equal to the radius length, so divided by 5. And I still got that 1.5 radians out there. What's that getting plugged in for? 3 again. Yep. And I'm solving for S. Yep. Remember, this is exclusively for radians. If you have it degrees, you better turn it into radians. All right. This formula is only for radians, and that is it. So what's the length of the border? 7.5. Yep. Don't forget about theta equals S over R. Any radius, a circle. All right. Angle measures. All right. Another good pick there, Ben. Here we go. Next up. Nope. 1. What are we looking at here? 3. Okay. A lot of work here. You ready? A lot of work. Basically clean up the triangle. Find all the missing sides and angles. Anybody? Because we have the ability right now to find any of those. It's your problem, Aiden. What do you want to find? The missing side or one of the missing 2 angles? Okay, you got it. TS? How's that going to happen? Pythagorean theorem. Absolutely. Yep. And I'm glad you picked this one because that 10 radical 5, I got to tell you guys to watch out for something. So somebody set up, oh boy, 10. Yep. Okay, everyone, take a look. Quick peek up here. You try to plug that in your calculator, it's going to be an incorrect answer. Anybody know why? If you type that exact thing, what I have up here, what's your calculator going to square only? It's just going to square the square root of 5, and that's it. What do I want to square? The whole darn thing. All right, here we go. Somebody's going to help me here. 11, you're up. 20 squared. Got it. Plus x squared, now with parentheses, 10 radical 5 squared. With parentheses. 500. Yep. Make sure the entire thing goes in parentheses. All right, what's your next move to get x by itself? Let's hear from 14. I want to get x by itself. X by itself. Subtract what? Okay, what do you get? X squared equals? Okay, what's that side length? X equals? You got x squared equals 100? 10. Good, there we go. X is 10. Two. Here you go. Your call now. Angle R or S? S. Here we go, everyone. Angle S. And I'm not going to use the 10. I'm just going to use the 20 and the 10 radical 5 I was given. How are we going to do this now? Find that angle. What type of triangle is it? Hey, if you have a right triangle on Monday, there's only one of three things you can do. Pythag, 30, 60, 45, 45, or SOHCAHTOA. This has got to be SOHCAHTOA. So going from angle S, tell me what the 20 is and what the 10 radical 5 would be. 15. Nope. 2. What's the 20, Lauren? Yep. And be careful here. The 10 radical 5. That is the hypotenuse, yes. A lot of people will say adjacent, but hypotenuse is always across from the right angle. All right, guys, we got O and H. Yep, so what about it? What do we use out of the three? Sine. In a second we will. Sine of, okay, help. 6, little help. Sine of what angle? Not yet, I'm not there yet. Sine, I want to set up the equation first. Sine of S, or if you guys want to put X, I'm all right with that. Sine of S equals, put the correct sides over each other. 11. Sine opposite over hypotenuse, so. Yep. And I've been hearing it a lot. This is not cross multiply. Are you finding a side? No. So I'm thinking in my head, I'm finding an angle. So where do I go on the calc? Inverse sine. Get a little fraction template up. 20 divided by 10 radical 5. We're going to have some rough times on Monday. Was that 63? It says nearest degree. 63 degrees. So angle S is 63. And I hate to break it to you, but I don't have the time or the patience to do all of that again for angle R. So I'm asking somebody, got a quicker way than having to do sine, cosine, tangent again to find angle R. 180 degrees in a triangle, right? So it'll be 180 minus 90 minus 63. 27 degrees. Good pick. Good pick there. A lot to do. No problem. One more and then I'm done. 12. Good job. Good pick, 12. 6. Another one, Ben.
We'll throw back to 14.
Good call. I like it. It's something we haven't talked about yet. Nearest degree, an angle of 3.4 radians. And you're going to degrees. Where can I look for that conversion? On the formula sheet. Everyone go ahead and let me know what I got to multiply 3.4 by. Don't yell it out. I'll call on somebody. You're given radians, so look on your formula sheet. If I have radians, what do I multiply by? What are we looking at, 3? Correct? Now you guys know sometimes the pi's cancel. How about this time? Nope, so everyone's just doing 3.4 times 180 over pi and rounding to the nearest degree. Nearest degree about 195 degrees. Let me do 10 with you too. How about that? I'll do a bonus one.
The same thing. So why? Because it's game day, baby. Let's go. Game day. Woo!
All right. Minute hand goes 12 minutes. How many radians did it go? 12 minutes. How many radians did it go in 12 minutes? Well, I can tell you this. Oh, that's I go all the way around. Anybody want to tell me anything?
It's an hour.
360 degrees. I know it says radians, but we can convert, can't we? Okay, so I went 360 degrees all the way around. The clock, as far as minutes go, is broken up into how many equal minutes? 60. So let's try to put those two together right here. I go 360 degrees, 60 equal minutes here. How many degrees per minute? Go ahead. 360 divided by 60. How many degrees am I going every minute? I'm going 6 degrees. So ready? I'm going 6 degrees every 1 minute, right? All right, well, I'm not going a minute in this problem. How many minutes am I going? 12. So you guys now, how many degrees would I go in 12 minutes then? 3 again. How many degrees in 12 minutes? Okay, so 12 minutes is equal to 72 degrees, right? I kind of answered the problem, but it's got to be in what? All right, so what do I multiply 72 by then? 13. So multiply that by pi over 180. You guys know I do not like that decimal in your calculator. What are you going to keep in your answer? The pi. And now you're just going to figure out what 72 over 180 reduces down to. 0.4, which as a fraction is 2 pi over 5 radians in 12 minutes. Okay. Got your Chromebooks. Let's get those out because I'm not allowing phones to look up on Aspen. Those can stay over there to the bell. So get your, everyone, let's go get at least 1 or 2 Chromebooks open in every group. Go to Aspen right now so I can show you where the answer key is. Get to our class webpage. Let me know when everyone's on our class webpage. Anybody know what unit we're in? Unit 3, go ahead, trigonomic function. Homework answers, anybody know what week we're in? Week of the 21st. And today is the 25th. And there is all the work and the answers to that entire review with the work. Let's get going right now. Let's not have to take multiple trips to the bathroom because just one person is right now. Let's get going. Let's take naps. Here we go. Get going, please. I'm going to come around and practically just be right next to you. Hurry up.